live room can mean a lot of different things. In this context, we're talking about a live room that's used for recording, think live performance. Live can also be used to refer to the reverb in a room. A room with a lot of reverb we'd call live, where not a lot of reverb we'd call that room dead. In the context of recording, a live room can be a lot of different things too, depending on what you're recording. A drummer is going to need a different treatment strategy than a vocalist or a violin player. And a client-based commercial facility is going to need to facilitate whoever the client brings in. No matter what kind of live room we're trying to set up, we're always going to want to start from a position of neutrality, where no matter the performance, we can capture it without there being too much ambience in the room. If we want to add ambience in the post-production or mixdown phase, we always have the option to do so, or we can adjust our treatment to add ambience as needed. A home-sized recording studio is going to take advantage of a lot of the same strategies we used for mixing mastering rooms and home theaters, wherein we want a good balance of absorption, diffusion, and bass trapping. How we adjust those is going to tailor the room to the type of recording you're trying to capture. First reflections can cause a lot of problems in your recording. It's the same concept as a mixing or mastering room, except the reflections aren't between your speaker and your ear, they're between your instruments and your microphone. Cleaning up your first reflections will help clean up your recording a lot. It's almost like bringing the track into focus. For a household-sized studio, you're going to want to set up record zones known as sweet spots. In this area, we're going to treat directly above on the ceiling and on the adjacent walls with paneling. The type of paneling you'll want to use is going to be based on your budget and your desired result. Thick broadband panels that are active in the lower frequencies are always going to be the most cost-effective option in terms of treatment. Just a few of these panels in the room and we can already start to see good results. For larger budgets, we can look at combination diffusers and absorbers. Our polyfuser and alpha series panels really shine here. For larger rooms, we can start looking at other diffusion options used in conjunction with these earlier strategies. Recording drums in a small room can be tricky for a lot of reasons, not least of which is the fact that the drums themselves take up a lot of physical space. Drums are also known as a broadband instrument, meaning they emit sound at all audible frequencies. So an effective treatment for your drums is also going to take up a lot of space. So if you plan on recording a lot of drums, make sure to set up this area first and plan it out. That way you know you're getting the best sound you can with the space you have available. If you're recording multiple instruments at once, like in an ensemble or a band, then you're going to run into additional issues. You're going to want to control for every individual instrument, but you're also going to want to control how those instruments interact with each other. This is where bleed comes in, or the amount that instruments pick up across each other's microphones. With bleed, it's all about striking a balance. Too little bleed and you'll lose the live feel of your performance, but too much bleed and you'll lose the ability to distinguish individual tracks when you go to do your mix. There are three main strategies we have for controlling bleed in a room. First is the position of the instruments within the room, second is the position of the microphones and the relative pickup patterns, and third is the use of gobos or go-betweens as treatment to be used between instruments and microphones. All three of these strategies are related to each other and can be used in conjunction. For example, if we know our microphone's pickup pattern, we can place instruments outside of that pickup pattern in what are known as the mic nulls. These are areas where the microphone is less sensitive. If we then use a gobo between that microphone and instrument, we get even less bleed. GIK has more than a few options as far as gobos or go-betweens for treating between instruments and microphones. Our screen panel and PIP are both foldable, which offers a lot of flexibility within a recording environment. Our Alpha Series panel is also a great freestanding option as it effectively becomes reversible as a freestanding option. You can use the plated side as a combination absorption and diffusion, or flip it around to get just the absorption and a drier sound. Remember, bass trapping is going to be really important in your live space. Most of your instruments may only resonate in the higher frequencies, but even the low E on a guitar string resonates down at 82 Hz. This is the same frequencies as a lot of vocals and human speech. Something like our 4-inch 244 panel will absorb down on this range, but if you plan on recording a lot more bassy instruments, you may want a lot of thicker panels like the Monster or the Soffit. So our key takeaways are that we want to make sure that we're controlling for the full spectrum of all the instruments we're recording, as well as eliminating those pesky first reflections with the proper treatment. If you follow these guidelines, you're guaranteed to see an immediate increase in your recording quality. Further experimentations can yield even better results. And if you want a fine-tuned strategy tailored to your budget, hit us up on our free acoustic advice form and one of our room designers will get you a free consultation.
Get free acoustic advice. Visit gikacoustics.com for educational articles and tutorials.